Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be giving you a quick tutorial on how to use keyboard inputs in Flutter using the Flame engine. So this is useful when you're making a game or anything else that you'd be using Flame for. Typically you'd use Flame for a game. So we'll get right to it. I have a little onload method here that's just basically setting up some titles, some text that says key down, keys up, and all keys held down, and that's just going to be used to demonstrate what we're doing. So I have a Flutter game. I already have my Flutter project set up. If you don't know how to do that, I recommend seeing a different video that I made a while back. The beginnings of it kind of go through how to make a project, and also my how to install Flutter video goes over how to create a new project. So here, what we're going to need to do is add a mixin to our Flame game that's going to allow it to get keyboard input, because by default it doesn't get keyboard input. So you add with KeyboardEvents, and then you're going to have two classes here with the same name. Make sure you pick the one that has the Flame in it. Actually, they both have Flame, but pick the one with the input.dart here. That's the one that you want. And you should see it imported up here, input.dart. The other one may work, but I'm not sure how to use it, so this tutorial is using the input.dart keyboard events. All right, and then we're going to want to override a method. So I'll close this on load because it's not really needed. And we're going to override a method which returns a key event result called onKeyResult. For some reason, it wasn't auto-completing for me, so I'm writing it all through. It may autocomplete for you if you just write onKeyEvent and press enter. But in case it doesn't, then, oh, sticky keys. Okay. In case it doesn't, then we're going to want to create this with a raw key event. And these are the parameters called event, and a set, which is like a collection of logical keyboard keys. And that may not import by default, called keys pressed. And then here to fix this, if you're in Android Studio, press Alt-Enter, and it should bring up a recommendation. But in VS Code, you can just hover over and click Quick Fix, and then import the library. It should be services.dart. And then we have our function, or our method. So first off, we're going to return a key event result .handled. And this basically just tells the key event listener that the event has been handled, and it doesn't need to propagate the event to other handlers. So it's not super important for this, but it makes sense for us to always have handled, because we're going to use the event regardless of if it's key down, key up. So then the next thing we're going to get here is we're going to check if it's a key down or a key up event. So we'll declare a little boolean here called is key down. And we'll make that equal to event is raw key down event. So that's just checking if the event is of this class's type. So if it's a key down, as in like we're pressing down on a button for the first time, it'll be a raw key down event, and this will be true. Otherwise, this will be false. And then we're going to do the same thing with is key up to see if it was a key up event. And then we're going to say equals event is raw key up event. So now we know what kind of event the function or method has captured. And then from here, it's really simple. You can do really whatever you want. This would be used in a game for, let's say, like shooting. You could check if someone pressed enter or space to jump. You could check for WASD to make the character move. It's really an essential part of every game. But here we're just going to write to the screen the keys that are being pressed or lifted up. So we're going to say if is key down, then we're going to, I have this little text component up here that I declared it on load. So we're going to say key down component text is equal to, and this is where you get the key that was just pressed, event.data.key label. So if I press down W, it'll return W as a string. And just for the sake of like showing and displaying, I'm gonna uppercase this. It is case sensitive, so if I was holding Shift and then D, the key label here would be capital D, and otherwise it would be lowercase d. Okay, and then here we'll say else if is key up. So if we lift up the key up component dot text equals event data key label to uppercase. So that's the exact same thing, just for when we lift up a key. And then we'll have, we'll just use that for now quickly. And I'll run this in Chrome to display that. It'll take a little longer for you, but I've already built, so it shouldn't take super long. And here we are. So now if I press down on W, W is shown there. If I lift it up, it should disappear and show up in the keys up. Oh no, sorry, it doesn't disappear, but it shows up in the keys up. And then if I press down on A, and then down on S, and then down on D, I haven't lifted any of them up, so they don't lift up on the keys up. But then if I lift them up in the reverse order, D, S, A. So that's how you get key input, just like that. And then for whatever reason, if you wanted to get all the keys that are currently held down, I'll show how to do that. So here, we'll say, to get all the keys, first of all, I'm going to clear the all keys component, which is just another text component that I'm using to display. And I'm just going to set that to an empty string. And then the way that this event listener works is it has a set of all the keys that are currently being held down. So while the event holds the current key that was just pressed or lifted, the keys pressed has all the keys that are currently being held down. So now we can loop through that. So we can say for logical keyboard key, because it's a set of logical keyboard keys, key in keys pressed. And then we're going to just add all the keys to the all keys component text, just to display. Use component text plus equals key dot, and this is different now. It's not dot data dot key label. It's just key label, because I assume this returns. Oh, never mind. Ignore that. So now, when we run this, the bottom should display all the keys that are currently being held down, and I'll demonstrate that quickly. But yeah, I'm not sure, I can't think of an example of when this would be useful, but this whole is key down, is key up would be extremely useful for games. So we're loaded. I'm going to press down A, and then without picking up S, D, F, G, G, oh, F, G. That's strange. Maybe my keyboard's messed up. But yeah, so you can see that the current keys that are being held down are shown, and if I let go of K, it shows up in keys up, and then if I let go of, let's say, D, it goes away in the all keys held down and shows up in the keys up, and the same for the rest of them. So yeah, that is how you get key input in Flutter. Hopefully this was helpful. I have some other videos too if you'd like to check them out. Make sure to leave a comment. If there's anything specific that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments. Feel free to like, subscribe, all that stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching.